Well, hello everyone. Today is the final day of the 21 days challenge, setting the stage for change, where we've been discussing from a very general to a very specific point of how it is that we're already creating our experiences. And I hope that with these 21 days, I've brought some highlights, some light shining on what exactly we can look at in order just to slightly shift or change the way we feel about the outside world, changing your actual experience. But the other thing that I really wanted to highlight in these 21 days is how you're already doing it, how you are already naturally doing it. And I hope that in these 21 days, if you watch it from day one all the way through now, that you'll actually get a sense of it's just a repetition. I feel like I'm on a constant mission on trying to convince people of what is already happening and to see what is already happening, so then you can acknowledge and become aware of what is already happening and then reverse engineer it in a way that you are now deliberately creating your experiences instead of being on default, on autopilot, where everyone is telling you how to create the same image of you over and over and over again. And why I'm so passionate about this is because I've had this gut feeling since I was about 6 years old, that was as far as I can go back, that everyone that was trying to teach me something was talking utter crap. And finally now, at the age of 46, I've come to the realization that everyone is just blurting out from their own belief system. And I just had this metaphor come to me, like literally 2 seconds before I went live, is that every belief is like a rope. Try and imagine you've got a rope attached to your legs, a rope attached to your arms, a rope attached to the other arm, and the value, the validity of your belief is comparison to the length of this rope. And I feel that we are so focused on the actual beliefs that we've been taught, that there is lack out there, that it's a very bad world out there, that you've got to be careful and you've got to work hard and you've got to suffer and you've got to tractor through. And it feels like these beliefs are like only a meter long. And I can only explore to that degree of space that this belief has allowed me to explore. Like, that is my freedom. I've only got a meter either way, back and forth. Like, that's my circle of exploration. Why? Because I'm locked in to these beliefs. And these beliefs, with this locked in of space available to me, I can only explore to a certain degree. So what I've realized in all these years that I've been doing is, the self-inquiry, and the questioning, and the noticing, and the meditating, and the recognizing, and the noticing, and the writing down the thoughts, and writing down, questioning this, and hypothesizing what would it feel like, trying to move what I've realized is I've not actually lengthened these ropes. I've literally taken off the knots and realized I've never really had to hold on to any of these beliefs to begin with. And that is the freedom that I wish to transmit to you in any sort of way. I've had ideas on how to create courses on literally how to be so specific with words that just by reading them, you can actually get a pure image of what you're capable of doing and describing it to yourself and actually feeling it. If I can convey to you the actual feeling that you are able to conjure up on a split dime, and then you can actually start to feel it and create whatever experience you want, this will be our experience. This will soon, after we've got over ourselves, that we keep arguing for our limitations and keep fighting and keep resisting and keep fighting and keep resisting and keep fighting and keep resisting, people arguing, and he said and she said, and that was done to me and that was done to me. Once we get over ourselves, the creative part will be so enthusiastic. You will be utterly excited. You will be incredibly, you just can't wait to get your butt down and just sit on a chair and just allow yourself to conjure up the feeling that you really want to feel. And this is the part that I'm getting excited about. You see, how do you know what you prefer to feel if you haven't felt the contrary? And now this is where it's getting exciting, that even though I've become aware that duality is there to serve us and I'm no longer a victim of it, I'm using it now to my benefit. So I come across an experience, and the experience makes me feel an awful, awful feeling. That is valuable information. Ladies and gentlemen, this is valuable information. I know how crappy it feels. Why? Because this is the story I was telling myself, and I was using these tools, beliefs. I was using these descriptive accessories, thoughts, beliefs, and I had this image of it, and this is the feeling I got. Reverse engineer it. This crappy feeling of disempowerment. What does it feel like to feel empowered? Now, in order to do the reverse engineering, you've really got to give a crap about what is real and what's not real, because it's about the feeling, remember? If you've gone through from day one all the way through, you need to come to the conclusion that you need to get over yourself about what's real and what's not real, because you'll just argue yourself to death. This is real. I've got to believe it. It's true. It's true. Well, how does it make you feel? Like crap. So what's the point of defending a truth that makes you feel like shit? And this is the exciting part. Reality. What is the nature of reality? And sooner than later, it's going to actually be evident, if not already, that quantum physics is already saying it out loud, like really out loud, that there's 99.99999 space in reality is made out of a nothing. They'll soon realize it's 100% made out of space. It is literally a reflection of the sum total of the self-image that you've created. Now, if you realize what you're already doing through thought, describing, through the I, your image, the image that you have, this image of yourself, close your eyes and describe yourself to yourself. You can see an image of you. Like, you know your pros and cons. You know what you're good at, what you're not good at. Okay? That's an image. Now, do you have to hold on to that image, or can you get over that self and just create a new one? Meaning, you've got so much great information. You know what it feels like to feel unworthy. Yeah. Well, now let's explore what feeling worthiness does. How does that feel? You can literally feel that on a dime. Do you need the circumstances and events to be in place in order to feel it? No, not at all. So you've got great information. You've got great tools and experience behind you. You know what it feels to feel unloved. And we've all gone through that. What it feels to feel unworthy. You know what it feels to feel like a failure. Great. What does it feel like? You know what lack feels like. We've got some great information, guys. We don't have to live another lifetime to find out the duality. We now have all this precious information. Use it. You know you've got descriptive words and thoughts and beliefs that have created an image in your mind in order to feel the outcome. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thoughts and beliefs in an image, and we'll create the feeling. Thoughts and beliefs in an image, and we'll create a feeling. Yes, reality on the outside will reflect that. Let's not go there. Let's get focused. Focused. Focus yourself on your inner self. Inner self. What is happening within you? What's happening? How is your body reacting to the very thought that you're thinking and that your mind's eye can actually see? Acknowledge this. Acknowledge this. You are hearing a descriptive scenario of what has just happened, or what happened 10 years ago. It's all happening now in the intimacy of your own mind. Okay, this is exciting news. This is why I really wanted to finish off the last episode with some exciting news. It's not all about fixing you. You've got nothing to fix. You've just created a version, a self-image version of the infinite versions of what you are capable of creating. All right? And I really wanted to leave you with this. The last episode is that it's not lived out for nothing. You've conquered and acquired great experience, valuable information. We're all going into the era now where information is more important than anything. And I want you to acknowledge that right now. Acknowledge all the experiences you've gone through. You've gone through battles of wars, inner drama in your own mind, and you've experienced it on a physical level. Isn't it about time, whenever you're ready, that you don't want to tolerate this shit anymore? Whenever you're ready to just let it go, in the sense, hang on, but before you let it go, appreciate the knowledge now that you have. You know what it feels like. What's the contrary? You know you live in a dualistic environment. This architecture of this reality is duality. So you've experienced all the dramas: unworthiness, unloved, not being important, failure, lack, don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this, I don't have that. Fantastic. Where do you want to start? You see, self-inquiry brings you to a certain point where you actually unleash yourself. You untie yourself from the actual belief that I am this only person. Like my name, my nationality, my gender, this is it. Okay. So what do you do with this now? You know those remarkable stories that people go from rags to riches and everyone loves that? Something changed in them. What? What changed in them in order to have a different experience? They'll tell you the story. I realized something, they'll tell you. I was tired of feeling that, they'll tell you. But because of the unawareness of what is actually happening, they miss that part. Like now working with traders, for example, there's these successful traders that are trying to explain to those that are trying to learn. They came to a realization that they no longer fear losing. So when they're sitting in front of their computer, they don't have the dreaded feeling, I'm going to lose. It feels very natural to them to focus on the outcome that they're projected on. They've made a business plan, they're clear, they have a plan, they know how they want to feel, and now the reality is reflecting to them. But the way they're explaining it to the newcomers is that the newcomers say, hey, I am completely shit scared about losing my money. Control your emotions. That's not how it's done, but from the perspective of being unaware while creating your reality is very different. When you become aware on how you're creating your reality, we can explain it to other people appropriately. It's not about controlling your emotions. If you didn't have emotions, you wouldn't know what belief is giving you the length that you require. Are you acquiring a belief that will only take you a meter away, or are you acquiring a belief that will take you 3 kilometers? Are you believing in a thought that will give you so much freedom, or are you believing in a thought that will give you bondage? That is how we're creating our reality. You've got to entertain and rendezvous with a thought that allows you to feel the equivalent feeling. So what does abundance feel like? I'll tell you what abundance feels like. It is don't think about lack, and you don't have to conjure up abundance. You don't have to conjure up love. You don't have to conjure up the feeling of worthiness, because that is your natural state already. The reason why you're not feeling love, and you're not feeling abundance, and you're not feeling worthy, and you're not feeling successful is because you've got this chain on you, this dampening down, these knots of keeping you away and resisting. You've got thoughts that dampen down the actual feeling of it. It's resistance. You let go of that resistance, boom, you're naturally love. You naturally feel love. You wake up in the morning, you're naturally happy. Something happens, and then you get pissed off, and then you get sad, and then you get depressed. Something needs to happen. to bump up against one of your thoughts and beliefs. And now we come into this world completely now knowing that we are brilliant and empowered, and just cannot wait to get our hands in the dough and start creating. And then we kind of believe all of these restrictions. So I have a prediction. We will take some time for the world to get up to speed and start self-inquiry and self-awareness and self-realization, and people will start noticing, holy crap, yeah, I can hear that thought. Oh, noticing in meditation. And when that is all over, that you've gone through the exploration part, we'll be discussing how to actually conjure up different feelings. And when we get into that creative state, which I'm looking forward to, and I'm already working on it, 6 weeks, in 6 weeks, on literally how to get over yourself and create a new one. How to get over yourself, the self you believe to be, the version of you, the image of you, how to get over that. Like literally see that it's just a self-image. And when you see it's just a self-image, what valuable information was inside the self-image? Aha! I know what it feels like to feel unloved. What do I need to let go of? I don't need that belief. And now the rope starts getting longer. And I can get rid of that belief. If I didn't believe that, what would I feel? The rope starts getting longer and you can actually move further. And if I get rid of that, you've got more space. More space. You're not burdened by the same triggers. You're not burdened by the same obnoxious, argumentative chatter happening in your head. It's a liberation. It feels like a liberation because you are no longer bumping in to a resistant thought, to something that resists you, that creates an obstacle, that creates a wall, that creates limitation in some sort of way. Thoughts, they are your descriptive tool. The more you can describe it, the more you can see it. The more you can see it, and the more you can describe it, the more you can allow the body to feel it. And once the body can feel it, your bloody mind doesn't know whether it's actually happening out there or not. And it does, and you don't really give a shit either. The fact is that you want the feeling. And if you just navigate this world with that beautiful high vibration feeling of worthiness, of unconditional love, of abundance, you shine that light, because now you're shining at that frequency. I don't need to go and prove it or convince you about frequency. Look up a quantum physics documentary, explore the nature of reality. If that's what resonates, I had to do that many, many, many years ago. I came across, about 10 years ago, a brilliant documentary that literally shattered my mind. Like that was I think it's called What the Bleep Do You Know? And that was one of the first ones where I discovered Joe Dispenza. He talks beautifully in that documentary. And it blew my mind that it actually gave me that inspiration, like, holy crap, I am now going to question everything I believed. Yes, that shook me to such a degree that I just couldn't, I had to question everything I knew. And that's when I started to investigate the nature of reality and why there's duality. That was my thing. My thing was duality for years. So I just want to wrap it up today. I promise, and I'm looking forward to continuing these 21-day series of whatever topic that really rings my bells and tickles my fancy, because I found that if just by focusing on a certain topic for a certain limited period of time, and I think 21 is like the spot on, just like that sweet spot. I did the 21 days remembering how to breathe, and man, did that get me going. And remembering now, setting the stage for change has just emptied out, like made me focus on the fundamentals. What is it that I really, 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 really need to focus on, and get rid of the crap? Like it just feels fabulous to just get clear what's really the fundamental, where's the source that I can tap into right now. And what I can tap into right now, I don't really care what's happening outside, because if I look at what's side, I'm just going to regurgitate more than that. Okay, you want to change, you've got to ignore the outside just for a little while, that you can get ahead of the vibration that you're seeing outside. You got to get ahead of yourself. You got to get ahead of what already is. What's already manifested is already manifested. Now create something new. In order to create something new, you need to be something new, meaning you need to vibrate at a different speed. And that is literally the end of story. The moment you're feeling, now the feeling is the equivalent of a frequency. You can measure brainwaves, you can measure the amount of energy in a person, you can measure depression, you can measure anxiety, you can measure anger, you can measure love, the feeling. In meditation, when people are measuring brainwaves and frequency, they can see it. Okay, we have devices now. So the fact is that you want everything for the feeling it's going to give you. What do you care about the circumstances in the story? Because if you keep telling yourself the same story, you're going to keep feeling the same way. So can we just agree that that's not working? I mean, we've done that for years, and it's just the same. Can we try something new? I mean, just for out of curiosity, out of, what if this is all true? Try it out. Conjure up just a different feeling. Walk around the house as if you were this person that you want, just for like a minute, if you can, a minute or two. Like, put aside everything you believe to be and just pretend. Start pretending. Pretend you're somebody else. Allow yourself. You'll even notice that your body will resist it. And like, this is fake. Well, what do you believe about fake? What's fake? What's true? Bump up about beliefs that keep you so solidly firm and heavy in one state of being. You want everything for the feeling of it. Allow yourself to feel it. But you don't need to conjure up the feelings you're desiring. What is actually is yourself calling you back to your own self, meaning come back home. This is where you live. You live here. It's called abundance. It's called love. It's called worthiness. This is your natural vibration. Who are you hanging out with? What thoughts are you rendezvousing with? Let them go. Come back home. Because that is your desire at the end of the day. We all want more money so we can feel free and do all the things we want to do. You want to feel abundant. You want to feel loved. You want everyone to love you. Why? Because that's who you already are. You are the equivalent vibration of love. So it's like, it's actually starting to sound really ridiculous to even have this conversation. Like, how is this not common knowledge? Like, how is this not innately logical? I mean, why are we even, it's like discussing hot water. I mean, this is who you are. And if you don't know that and you keep arguing for your own limitations, you're just wasting time. There's really, you need to like really just bring it down to this and just say, you know what, I'm done. I'm done being the self-image, because at the end of the day, that's what you are. You're a self-image. You are not this person forever and ever, evermore. You can look at all the stories, look at these successful people that have written books. They've gone from rags to riches. They've gone from an awful upbringing, awful, bad, nasty story. And now, what happened? They had to let go of something in order to then walk this planet. They had a dream. What does the dream do? It makes you focus. Makes you focus on what? On the good feeling. The dream makes you feel. Guys, but if you have a belief that dreams don't come true, I don't know who invented that crap. Dreams don't come true. That's a thought. And it's heavy. How much does it weigh? A lot. Dreams don't come true. How does it make you feel? Like fucking crap. Let that one go. Watch a documentary. Be inspired by someone. Bring yourself to see a different perspective about that belief. Dreams don't come true. Now every part of your body believes that, and now it's equivalent to that belief. No use, dream. No use. What for? Is this dreams don't come true belief worth keeping? Get another one. Life is a struggle. That's a thought. How much does it weigh? A lot. Then it's a belief. Because if it weighs a lot, that means every part of you believes it. Life's a struggle. How does it make you feel? Like crap. Can we see a different perspective? Can we move ourselves energetically, emotionally to see from a different perspective? Go on. Just find out what is locking you in being this you believe to be. Find out a thought. Find out how much it weighs. Find out how it makes you feel. Question another perspective that feels lighter. That's all you're needed to do right now. Get over yourself, and I promise you, the lighter you feel, now you want to have now you've got more space. And I promise you I'll do another 21 days when you guys are ready. Creation, how you create experiences. And this is going to be fun, guys. But let's get over ourselves. And when you're ready to have some fun, this will unfold at the right timing. I know this. So I've got great things to focus on for the next year, 2019. I'm excited about it. And I think I'll be making my home in Malta. And I think the time for traveling has come to an end because this is going to take up all of my attention, all of my time, all of my focus. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for sharing these videos. Thank you so much for taking care of yourself, because the more of us start waking up to our actual infinite possibilities and stop arguing for these tremendous limitations, the sooner we're going to have a good time together. I love you all so very much. Please take care of yourselves.